Finding out about a celebrity's past hookups and relationships can be pretty fascinating. You never know what kind of surprises you might discover and what celebrity relationships you didn't know about. Today we're going to talk about comedian Pete Davidson and his past entanglements with other celebrities. Let's see how many of these you guys actually knew about as we count down the celebrities who have hooked up with Pete Davidson. At number 8, Phoebe Dynevor. Remember Bridgerton? That show had us pretty enamored when it was first released. The love story that unfolded had a lot of us wishing for that kind of fairy tale romance, but it seems as though one of the show's actresses had a real life romance of her own, even if it was relatively short-lived. Actress Phoebe Dynevor, who played Daphne Bridgerton on the Netflix series, was reportedly in a relationship with Pete Davidson earlier this year, though it has since ended. Rumors of their budding romance started swirling in March of this year after Pete flew from the US to the UK to go spend time with her. For a while their relationship was labeled as quote, not too serious, but it was also suggested that there were still some strong feelings there because of how Pete was following Phoebe to different locations around the UK as she was filming. By mid-April, Pete seemed to have confirmed that he and Phoebe were an item during a Zoom call with students from Marquette University when he was asked who his celebrity crush was, and he responded saying quote, "I'm with my celebrity crush, that's all I can speak on," end quote. Things didn't really last much longer between Pete and Phoebe though, as sources confirmed that the pair had broken up in August, and it's been said that the long distance is what ended things. At number 7, Carly Aquilino. Up next we have a little short-lived relationship from a few years back that you might not have known about. Two comedians in a relationship sounds like a hoot and a half, but in this case, things just didn't work out in the end. Carly Aquilino, known for being a cast member on Girl Code, dated Pete Davidson for almost a year back in 2015. There's not much to say about their relationship other than the fact that they were together. Not much information about their relationship is out there, but we do know that Pete seemed to have left a lasting impression on Carly because she did sort of comment on Pete's engagement to Ariana Grande when she posted a screenshot of a text message of someone reaching out to her after the engagement was announced. It isn't known why they broke up, they just did, but I'm sure that it isn't easy to see your ex engaged to someone else, right? Yeah. Before we continue talking about Pete Davidson's celebrity hookups and relationships, why not take a moment to leave a like on this video if you're enjoying it so far, and maybe even consider subscribing to the channel as well to see more videos like this one. At number 6, Kaia and Jordan Gerber. Back in 2019, Pete Davidson was seen getting pretty close to Sidney Crawford's daughter Kaia Gerber. They were linked to each other in October of that year as they were seen grabbing dinner together, and Kaia was spotted wearing a necklace with the letter P charm on it. The pair also went on a romantic getaway in Miami together as well. But even though things looked good in the beginning, apparently not everyone approved of their relationship, especially Kaia's parents. According to sources, Kaia's parents hoped that her relationship with Pete would just fizzle out, and that's exactly what ended up happening. In January 2020, reports came out saying that the couple had split up, and this came about around the time that Pete was dealing with his mental health and checked into rehab. The following month, Pete officially confirmed that he and Kaia were no longer together, saying quote, "She's very young and I'm going through a lot, and it was before I went to rehab. It just wasn't the right place or the right time at all," end quote. At number 5, Margaret Qualley. One of Pete's shorter relationships was that with actress Margaret Qualley. The two first started dating back in August of 2019, but they only lasted about 2 months together. Pete was seen in Venice with her that year, supporting Margaret as she promoted her film Seberg, which was screened at the Venice Film Festival. When they were spotted together in Italy, many people said that they looked to be really in love. One source commented on seeing the couple out in public saying quote, "Pete and Margaret were standing and chatting and laughing. There wasn't much PDA, but he was in a good mood and the two of them were joking around." End quote. Now, things weren't really that serious between Margaret and Pete, and by the time fall came around, they had called it quits. They broke up in October of that year, but just a month prior, the actress's mom commented on her daughter's relationship with the comedian, saying quote, "She has a beautiful relationship with him, but I don't want to step on her relationship too much. They have a nice relationship." End quote. This was really more of a summer fling than anything else, and shortly after these two ended their relationship, Pete was spotted with Kaia Gerber, whom I just told you guys about. Their relationship did end on good terms, and they just stayed friends after that. At number 4, Ariana Grande. Now everyone knows about this relationship, so I'm sure you already know the details, but we can't forget about Pete's whirlwind relationship with Ariana Grande. These two really came in hot but burned out just as quickly. Pete and Ariana revealed that they were dating in May of 2018, just after he got out of a relationship with Cazzie David, whom I will tell you guys about after. Just a few weeks after getting together, Pete popped the question and the two got engaged in June of 2018. This move shocked everyone because of how soon it was, but they were crazy about each other, so who was going to stop them, right? Sadly though, things weren't meant to work out and this intense relationship fizzled out and the couple broke up in October of 2018. After that, there was a bit of drama, tattoos were covered up, Thank You Next came out and it mentioned Ariana's relationship with Pete, and Pete mentioned all of that in one of his comedy performances. They've both moved on from the situation, clearly, but I feel like a lot of people saw this ending coming because of how intense everything was in the beginning. Sometimes you just need a fling in your life, and that's okay. When you love someone hard, it can be very overwhelming. At number 3, Cazzie David. Pete Davidson's relationship with Cazzie David, the daughter of comedian Larry David, was Pete's first high-profile long-term relationship. Cazzie and Pete started seeing each other in May of 2016, and they went through a lot together. As any couple does, they shared their struggles, but eventually it got to the point where they just couldn't carry on in a healthy relationship, and so they broke up in May of 2018. In 2020, Cazzie published a collection of essays titled No One Asked for This, where she opened up about her breakup with Pete, recalling the struggles that both of them had with their mental health during their relationship, and she also exposed the fact that she and Pete broke up the day before finding out that Pete and Ariana were together. The end of Cazzie and Pete's relationship was pretty painful, as you could no doubt imagine, coming out of a 2-year-long relationship, but according to sources, they are friends now and that works for them. At number 2, Kate Beckinsale. What is your stance on rebounds after a relationship? Some people are for it, others are against it. Clearly, Pete Davidson isn't opposed to a rebound because shortly after calling it quits with Ariana Grande, Pete found himself in a fling with actress Kate Beckinsale. Not that there's anything wrong with a rebound, I mean, to each their own, do what you gotta do, but a lot of people had something to say about this short-lived romance between Kate and Pete. First of all, there was the timing. Many of Ariana's fans were pretty upset to see that Pete had moved on from Ariana so quickly. Pete and Kate were seen getting pretty close together in January 2019 when they were seen flirting at a Golden Globes after party. It was all speculation until they confirmed it a few weeks later when they were seen making out at a Rangers game. Sources said that this PDA was meant as an FU to Ariana. Now, on top of the fact that Kate and Pete got together so quickly after Ariana and Pete split, people also commented on their age difference. Kate and Pete had a 20-year age gap and he was apparently only 3 years older than Kate's daughter. Either way, things didn't work out between them, and by the time April rolled around, the couple had called it quits. Explaining the breakup, one source said, quote, "Even though Kate has been in Hollywood for a long time, she struggled with the attention on her relationship with Pete. He lives his life with his heart on his sleeve." End quote. And finally, at number 1, Kim Kardashian. Now this one is the newest fling on Pete's roster. The comedian has been seen getting pretty close with Kim Kardashian, and people are wondering what's really going on here. The two sparked dating rumors back in October of this year after photos surfaced of Pete and Kim holding hands on a roller coaster, leading people to speculate that there's some kind of spark between them. A source close to them said that they are just friends and that they're just having fun together, but fans are still digging and looking for any evidence to support the theory that these two are an item. Just recently, it was reported that Pete had arranged for a private dinner with Kim on Staten Island, and they also have been spotted together in New York City, where Pete currently lives. Everything surrounding their suspected relationship happened after Kim guest hosted SNL and kissed Pete in a skit, so maybe they just bonded over that, or maybe there's something more. Now let's get into some comment shoutouts from our video, Top 10 Celebrities Who Were Sued by Their Assistants. Emily QS says, "I know a lot of times the celebs settle just to get the situation out of their face, but I feel like most times when they settle, it's because the suit has merit." I think you make an excellent point. I feel like just because they have the money, they're just like, get it out of my face, I don't want to deal with this. But they know that there's something deeper there, they just want it to go away. Mama Namid Reviews says, "Why do people think if they have money they can do whatever they want? Because people believe that money gets you everything, money gets you everywhere, but realistically that's not the case. Obviously, because there's still some questionable people in the world." David Hacking Vanilla says, you know, one of these days there's going to be someone who will take it to the courts and the celeb in question will have to air all of their dirty laundry out. I'm still waiting for that someone. I feel like it's coming any day now. Something juicy's a brewing. Just you wait for it. Now before I wrap things up for today, I want you guys to leave a comment down below telling me what you think of these past relationships. Which one surprised you the most? I have to say, I never saw this thing with Kim K coming at all. Did you? Leave me your thoughts down in the comments. Anyways, that's it for me. I've been your host, Bria Room, and until next time, stay safe, make good choices, and stay groovy, friends.